Good morning and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sean, but hopefully you already know that by now, and Happy New Year. It's the 4th of January, so this is the first time I've been out in about 4 weeks with my camera to take any photos. I do apologise if the sound's really bad at the moment because it's really windy, and I know this camera picks up a lot of wind. So I'm in a place called Moneyhole Park. I don't know whether it's in Hangzanger or Welling Garden City. It's right in between. So I'm out and about today, hopefully to try and take some nice photos. It's a nice park, there's some nice evergreen trees. I may have to walk over there a bit later on. But at the moment I'm going to walk across this wood line, and I know there's another big wood across there, so hopefully I can find a nice composition to take. Once I do, I'll talk you through what I'm trying to do, and then and hopefully I can find some nice pictures. So once I do, I'll come back to you. The ground at the moment is absolutely boggy, as you can see. Look, I can swing it down here, look. It's really boggy, so I'm going to be careful where I'm walking. I don't want to end up slipping over on my arse and getting covered in mud. But something I want to say at the moment, I'm going to get at the moment I'm using the Canon 4000D. It's an entry-level camera, and I've taken over the years some stunning photos, and as well it's really got me into photography on how to use cameras properly. So what I'm deciding to do, hopefully within the next 4 or 5 weeks or so, that I'm going to upgrade to a Canon 90D. That's the camera I've been looking at for my next upgrade, and for me it's like weather sealed, it's future proof for what sort of photography I want to do. As I just said before, I'm using the Canon 4000D, which is a proper entry-level camera. It's quite basic. Well, I shouldn't say basic really. It does all the functions: aperture priority, manual mode, and I tend to use a lot of manual mode because it improves my skill in photography using the manual mode. This is what camera I've got today. It's the Canon 4000D. That's what I'll be shooting with today. So hopefully, fingers crossed, by the end of January, beginning of February, I will go out and buy the Canon 90D. I know it's quite an expensive camera for me anyway, and it will be a big purchase. So this is want to make sure I do get the right camera, because I don't really want to make any more. I don't want to make any mistakes on buying a camera which I want to use virtually for years and years and years. So leave any comments in below if you think I'm going to be making the wrong choice, but hopefully I don't, and it'll be a camera for me to see me through for whenever. So as before, I'm going to carry on walking along this path here, and then I'm going to see what I can find, see what I can take any photos, and as I said before, once I do, I'll come back to you. Right, these woods I'm at the moment, this is a little bit of a soppy story. These woods I'm at the moment is the first woods me and my wife met for the first time on our first date. It was the first day after lockdown, when 2 people from different households were allowed to meet up. So that's what where they could meet up in a park. So this is the park we chose because it's like in between from both where we lived at the time. So yeah, so this is the park where me and my wife walked around on our first date. I think we walked about 7 miles around and around and around, but it all worked out nicely in the end for us both because we ended up getting married a year later. And yeah, so just thought I'd tell you my little story there about this park. Anyway, let's find some photos to shoot and I'll get back to you in a minute. Right, I think I found my first shot for today. And let me just show you around. This tree here has caught my attention. I'm going to walk around. It's a little bit messy around the area, so hopefully I can find a nice composition for the tree. I do like, let me just come up with all these little knobbly textures all the way along with some green moss growing up the trees. It's a shame actually because one here just must have fallen down here. That would have been nice 4 branches sticking out, but it's only 3 at the moment. So what I'm going to walk around, try and find a composition, see what I can find, and once I set the camera up, I will talk you through what I'm trying to do. Right, my camera's all set up. I've been walking around taking a few test pictures of this tree, a few compositions, see what I can find. If I shot down too low, it got a little bit messy. As you can see, there's all this broken down tree here, all the it just looks untidy. So I've brought the camera up slightly. Let me just show you inside the camera if I can. The camera set, anyway, let me go through the settings first. The camera set ISO 100, 1/6 of a second, and at the moment I'm at f11. I may swap that around a bit actually and come down to around about f4 or f8. I'm going to muck around with the f numbers, but at the moment that's what it's given me. So let's just go into the camera at the moment and I can actually show you what, let's just flip this around so you can see. Let's just focus in. As you can see, that is going to be my composition. Actually, it's nice and tidy. There's no mess on the ground. And as you can see, you've got the 3 branches, the big branches, all covered in moss, all coming up. So you can't see the mess on the ground. So yeah, that's my composition. Like I said before, I'm going to muck around, play with the f-stop number. At the moment I'm f11. I might take it down to about f8. Let's do that now. And then once I've done that, and these photos turn out right, I'll show you them now. Okay, I shot the same composition on around about f8. It brought the shutter speed right down to about one. Let me just tell you. Actually, I can tell you. At 1/15 of a second. Give me a little bit faster shutter speed, so hopefully that might be a bit better. There's no movement at all. It's quite windy in this woodland at the moment. And again, I forgot to tell you actually, I had my, from where I'm standing here, I've got my lens set at about 70mm, and I focused in right on the centre of that tree like I just said. So what I do, I'm going to show you that picture now. Right, that's my first shot in the bag. I'm quite pleased with that one, so hopefully when I get home and look at it that it will come out okay. Well, you would have seen that by now anyway, because I would have shown it straight after that, after I took it, as I normally do. I've literally come into these little bits of wood here. There's some nice pine trees, some nice evergreens. I do apologise if you can't hear me very well. It's really windy today. Well, it's better than being raining, I suppose. But yeah, I just love walking around these woods, any woods really. It's so peaceful. I've got the whole place to myself. A couple of dog walkers have all passed. So yeah, so I'm just going to look around and have a look. There's some nice pine trees here. As you can see here, I don't know if I can make any compositions out of them, any photos out of them, but I will try. I'll have a look around. Once I've taken one more woodland photography, I may go out into the fields and see what I can take, and see if there's any nice photos to be taken out there as well. So I'm going to concentrate on this area at the moment. I don't know if I can get through there. There's loads of brambles I'm going to have to try and climb over, and hopefully I don't get stung. Sorry, not stung, get clawed. I'm going to carry on trying to climb over them. So like I say, once I've found something, any compositions, again I'll set up the camera, and as always I will talk you through what I'm trying to do. Right, that's my second shot set up now. I found this little path, as you can see. It just runs through this little pine woodland I found. I was actually going to give up on the site because I just couldn't find any compositions. It's a little bit messy this time of year, but all the less it's still nice. I've got the camera set on 24mm, f11, and ISO 100 of course, which I'm on manual mode, which I've got a shutter speed of about half a second. I'm going to carry on taking a few of these pictures because the first couple of practice shots I took was slightly overexposed. I don't know why. So I've gone down one stop, and I've also taken a picture as the camera was telling me to take. And then what I do, once I'm back in process, I can work out which is the best shot for this, which I like, if it's too dark or too bright. I do like this. You've got this like little path that runs all the way through this these little pine trees. I'm going to carry on taking a few more shots. I'm on f11. I may even drop the f number down again, which I can do that right. Hang on, almost deleted my picture then. Just let the camera sort itself out. Okay, let's just cancel that. Right. Okay, so now I'm going to bring the f number down to about f8 and see what happens. Oh, I'm going back up to f. Wrong way. There we go. f8, which is now giving me a shutter speed of 9 seconds. Might bring it down slightly. Okay. Yeah, this is about 1/3 of a second, and I'm on f6. Let's just let it find a focal point and let it take the picture. It doesn't look too bad, it doesn't look too overexposed. What I can do, if I'm happy with this picture, I will show you that one now. Right, I'm finding it really difficult to find compositions at the moment. It's a wonderful woodland, don't get me wrong. I just spoke to some people, some dog walkers, and they said come back here in the spring. They said it's absolutely stunning, so I might just do that. I mean, it's only what, half an hour drive from my house to get here. Anyway, I hope you can hear me because it's really windy. I've kept within the woods. As you can see, I'm trying to shoot this tree here, as you can see it here, but through the trees to try and frame it a little bit, because if I come out of these woods you won't be able to hear me. It's just absolutely too windy. I'm on my camera set, I'm on 55mm. Let's go down, I'll show you my settings of my camera. I'm on 1/25 of a second. I come down to f4 ISO 100 and I'm focusing in spot on that tree. It's giving me the right exposure of this one. I don't know, I'm not too sure. There's quite a lot of sky in this. I may just muck around with it, and then once I do I'll come back and explain why I've changed it slightly. Right, okay, I've changed it slightly to give me a bit of the rules of third, so you've got a bit of foreground interest, the subject in the middle, which is the tree, and then you've got some tree lines at the top and a little bit of sky. I don't like too much sky. I'm still on the same settings, f4. My shutter speed now is 1/80th of a second, ISO 100, and I'm still set at 55mm. I'm going to keep mucking around with these settings, maybe muck around with the f number as well. But I'm trying to get these trees in front a little bit blurry. That's why I want to focus on the tree, that tree right in the middle of the frame. So, like I say, once I'm happy with the shot, once I'm happy with the process of it, I will show you that picture now. Okay, I think that's me done for today. I'll start walking back to the car. Hopefully I might find something else as I'm walking back to the car. It's about a mile away from me. I'm going to walk a different direction towards the car. So hopefully you enjoyed these photos I took today. I won't know until I get home, but I think I'm going to like them. So okay, thanks for watching. Please like, really please subscribe, that really helped me out. This is my second year in doing the YouTube photography, so hopefully I can just get better. And like I said, once I get my new camera, hopefully it'll give me more encouragement to get out more on a weekly basis, on my days off from work, get out and do some of this photography, which I absolutely love. It's really good for my well-being. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye from now. So oh, before I go, there's a couple of photos I've taken along the way like I normally do, and I'll show you that at the end of this video. So again, thanks for watching, please like, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.